Hello! Welcome to my third Blender tutorial. Today I'm just gonna show you some basic lighting and rendering. So we're gonna get started. This is something I've showed you how to model in the previous tutorial, so if you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. Okay, so we have this scene right here, and the default lamp is the default light. The lamp is the point. The point basically, as you can see in the picture, it emits light from a point. If we go into textured mode, you see it just emits light from this point. Pretty simple. So it can simulate, I don't know, a street lamp, or a street lamp you can do it more with a spot lamp. So I'm just gonna show you spot lamp because it's pretty similar. It's basically the same. I don't know. Yeah, it's the same, but only it emits from a point, but only in a restricted angle. So let's say you can make a stage scene, or like a street lamp, or anything you want. A sun lamp is my favorite because it creates light. It can emit light like a sun. It basically emits light not from a point but from anywhere. Basically it emits from one direction. So now the direction is the direction where the line, this dot line, is going. So right, you can see it's nice and even. If we move it, it does nothing at all, because it only takes in consideration the orientation. So you can create a nice sun with this. Also, what I like about the sun is that you can enable the sun and sky atmosphere. So in all this blank area around, you will see like sort of a sky color, realistic sky color. So it's pretty cool for creating outdoor scene. A Hemi lamp, it's a lot more simple than the others. You see, there's not much properties. All it does, it lights object along the normals. So I'm just gonna show you. Well, you can't really see it, but it doesn't create shadows. It only like lights from the normal, along the normal of the faces. So if you have a face, let's say it's in this position, so all the faces that the normal is opposite, like pointing this way, it's gonna all be light up, but all the faces that are pointing the other way won't be light up. So I'm just gonna render it so you can better see it. So yeah, here all the faces pointing up are being lit without any shadows. So this can fill some light in the scene. But you can also create this with a sun lamp and just disable shadows. An area lamp is pretty cool. It emits light from an area, the little square here. You can change it to rectangle, and when you change the size, you gotta make sure you change right here, because if not, if you just press scale, it's gonna scale the lamp and make everything much brighter. And what's nice about this is when you enable for soft shadows, and when you make it bigger, it creates nice soft, really soft shadows. You can create this with other lamps like the sun, but this one, I don't know, just gives some realism. So in all the lamps you can change, for except the Hemi, you can change For the shadows, let's say no shadow, you can change the color, and I like to always put on constant QCM because, I don't know, I like the results, they render better. So you can change the number of samples, all that good stuff. But the problem is, let's say I put a sun lamp like this and make it just a little wider. Okay. The problem is you got these really harsh shadows, these black shadows. How you can avoid this? You can have a lot of lamps, but a quick way and a simple way is in the environment lighting. Let's say we put 0.1, and now it gives a much better result. You can change the number of samples. And already it's looking good. I also like to throw in some ambient occlusion just to pull out the details a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm just gonna build up a little scene. We're gonna go in edit mode and with the edge select mode and select these two and go, no, just stay in your view, hit extrude. Now you can move around, but right click so it's deselected, but it's not deselected, but you cannot move it. So now we just drag it up so it's nice and all straight. Now you have like a small little room, so it's looking good. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is, well, first off, we're gonna change here the place of the camera, the location, just change the angle. Now a quick way to stay centered on the table, well, actually a much better way that I was going to show you, well, I can show you, is you select here the table and the cursor is right here for what I modeled. So you press Shift S and cursor selected. And now if you go here in the pivot point and change to 3D cursor, you can go in camera view, select the camera and click R 2 times and you can rotate. But actually, if you lock camera to view when you press N for this little menu, you can change everything really simply, really in a quick and easy way. Make sure you turn it off before you move anything. Okay, so we're just gonna now apply some materials. So I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna first put a material on the table. And what I see in the render is that it's a little, okay, this problem, I'm gonna talk about it because it can frustrate people. I know it frustrated me a lot. And I didn't know why it was doing this. And the reason is there's 2 of the same objects at the same place. So you just delete one. By pressing X, you can delete it. So now it's all much better. Okay, so what I was going to say is everything is a bit bright for what I like. So we're gonna first change the lamp and say a point lamp for indoor. We can change the energy of the lamp to make it stronger. Yeah, this looks more like an indoor scene. with all these good shadows. But yeah, it's all gray in the same color, so we can just select this one, apply new material, and also you can name the material if you want, but we're just gonna leave it like this for now. You can change whatever color you like. This is a table, so we're gonna make it brown. Okay, so and the specular can also, you can change a bunch of different looking different shaders, but I think in all my Blender experience I never actually change anything. You can change the color of the specular if you want. Make it, whoa, that's weird. Okay, so that's good. You can change the hardness to make it like it was shiny. You can change the intensity, and also let's say you want to make it a bit shiny like this, a bit more realistically shiny. You can put some mirror here, and it's gonna make it all reflective. You can see here the reflection, but as you can see, it renders a little bit slower, so it's something to keep in mind. You can change the gloss amount, so we can, when you change it, it's not as reflective. Yeah, it's still reflective. It's not like harsh. It's more soft, and also it's a little even longer to render. So I'm just gonna turn it off for now. Okay. Here, subsurface scattering is pretty much just make light pass through object. Like, let's say when you put your hand in front of a light and you see all the red glowing through your hand, it basically creates this, like light passing through an object. But it's a lot longer to render. And it's commonly used for humans to make the skin more realistic, but for a table, I don't think we need it. Okay, and transparency is basically what it is. It creates transparent object. You can change with ray trace. You can change all these settings like the refraction, but I like to put transparency with cycles because it can bend light. But here, if you put transparency, all it's gonna do is also keep the shadows on the floor black, and we don't want this. So I'm gonna show you with the preset in cycles. Okay, so this is basically it for the internal render engine. You can check it out. You can put textures, all that good stuff, but I'm gonna go a little more advanced in this later.